This is Karen Ranzi. I want to talk with you about oxalates and calcium in our foods. And I'm particularly talking about some specific vegetables that are often left out because of their high oxalate content. And some of those foods are parsley, chives, purslane, spinach, beet greens, and rhubarb. Those are some of the vegetables that are known to be high in oxalate content. And what often happens is that high oxalate foods will disrupt the calcium absorption. And that's why certain experts have pointed out or recommended to eat those foods more on a rotational basis, and that some people who are very sensitive to oxalates avoid them completely. So I have found that just rotating those foods makes them fine, makes them easy to absorb, and we get calcium from many other leafy green vegetables that we certainly should include in our diets, such as kale, collards, cabbage, all the lettuces, dandelions, celery, and then we also get calcium from other sources in the plant kingdom, such as almonds, figs, oranges, sesame seeds. So we would want to keep all of those in. And the greens like kale and collards and cabbage and lettuce are very low in oxalate. So we shouldn't take those out of the diet. We should definitely keep those in. And I don't even really recommend taking out the high oxalate foods. I recommend rotating them. Now, Dr. Karen Dina pointed out that oxalates in a food won't inhibit mineral utilization from another food eaten together at the same time. So it will have no effect on another food eaten together with it. And the oxalate food will not deplete minerals that are already in the body. So if it does have an effect, it will only deplete the minerals that are being absorbed at the time of eating that high oxalate food. Now, those foods that are high in oxalates, they do have a lot of benefits, and that's why I haven't given them up, even though they may bind to calcium and not make calcium as easy for us to absorb. But they do have plentiful amounts of vitamin K, beta-carotene, vitamin A, and numerous other nutrients, in addition to chlorophyll and protein and all these things that we really need to have. Now, we certainly can get them in the lower oxalate calcium-rich foods that I mentioned, but I like variety. Our diets are wonderful. Our plant-based diets are really wonderful because of all the variety. So I don't recommend giving them up unless you're extremely sensitive to them. Now, interestingly enough, I am doing a project called Juicing for Autism. It's a study, and we have about 150 participants who are people of all ages on the autism spectrum. And I recently got some videos from somebody from the Autism Research Institute showing that oxalate foods should not be eaten by children with autism spectrum disorder. However, Dr. Gabriel Cousens has said that there is no problem eating these oxalate foods as long as they are raw and not cooked. I found that very interesting, that we can eat them raw but not cooked. So we're doing juicing with these 150 participants We did bring up the oxalate content, and I did recommend it that they may want to rotate if they are including those foods that are higher in oxalate. But they may not have a problem with them, according to what Dr. Cousins states, that it's only when these foods are cooked. So we will see very soon what happens and how they do with juicing with leafy green vegetables. And so that's my take today on oxalates and calcium disruption with high oxalate foods. Thank you for listening, and I would really love it if you have any comments, and if you could subscribe to my channel at Super Healthy Children. Thank you.